Ladies and gentlemen, we now move into our first panel discussion of the day, which is championing foundational learning through corporate community partnerships. So we have our leaders from various corporate houses here who are running the CSR arms, foundations. They'll be talking more about what challenges they face, what are the kind of opportunities that are there, and what is the kind of partnerships that can be done to bridge those gaps in FLN area. So CSR has a, so despite near universal enrollment, the learning crisis remains stark. Over 70% of grade 3 children struggle to read a basic text, and many more are unable to perform simple arithmetic. While the Nippon Bharat mission provides a national roadmap, achieving universal foundational learning requires aligned cross-sector collaboration. CSR has a pivotal role, not simply as a funding mechanism, but a strategic enabler capable of connecting policy framework with implementation realities. Through strong partnerships with NGOs, state system, and communities, CSR can help scale proven models, strengthen teacher capacity, and build monitoring systems that can sustain outcome long beyond the project cycles. As India advances towards its 2047 vision, foundational learning is not just an education priority, it is integral to equity, employability, and future readiness. And with this conversation, we aim to explore how collaboration, shared responsibility, and purposefulness CSR engagement can accelerate progress in foundational literacy and numeracy across India. It is now my privilege to welcome our distinguished panelists. I warmly invite Ms. Hema Murthy, Vice President and Chief Analytics Officer, English Helper, on the stage, please. A huge round of applause. Mr. Prabhakant Jain, General Manager and Head CSR, DS Group. Sorry. Mr. Robin Sarkar, Project Director, Shiksha Initiative and Dadri Development Program, Shiv Nadar Foundation. We have Mr. Samir Nair, Head of Operations, Youth for Job. Samir sir, please. Welcome. Welcome on the stage. We have Mr. Tara Chand, his Head of CSR, Oak North. Tara Chand sir. And this panel is going to be moderated by our editor, Ms. Ruchika Kumar. Over to you, Ruchika. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this very important panel discussion. And we've seen throughout the conversation since morning that FLN is actually, it should be a priority when it comes to any kind of initiative, especially done by the CSR stakeholders in the domain of education. So, you know, just setting the context, we should begin the conversation with the most important question: what and why is FLN so important as the foundation for any education initiative, especially for the CSR stakeholders? And I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, so we can start. Anybody can jump in to, you know, share their perspectives. So, so would you like to start? Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Prabhakant from DS Group. Actually, I believe that, or maybe we all aware about that, actually there a lot of information is available in the world now because of the revolution of internet, now AI. So access to information is not a big challenge. आप जहाँ चाहें वहाँ देख सकते हैं, information available है. It's very easy to access. But easy ये तब होता है जब when you have the foundation literacy. If you are able to read and write very well, then only you can get the access. So it's just a fundamental thing. If you have basic writing and numeracy school, then only you will be able to access this information. So there is no doubt, there is no question on that. Without this, you can't access this. And for growth and to achieve its own potential, जो आपके अंदर जो भी potential हम देखते हैं, we always say that actually there has to be an equal opportunity to all कि आपके अंदर जो potential है उसको आप leverage कर सकें. और for that, I think this is very important.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. One of the things that's very clear, especially in the last 2 years, is that what we believed is the jobs of the future, the careers of the future readiness, all those have been shattered. So jobs that were sure shot ways in which students could advance are seeing extinction, or at least that's what we are witnessing today. In this scenario, then the reality is that students have to be prepared for something that we probably cannot envision today. And if that is the case, how do we take them to a path of employability? So the question really is that the foundations that we build will of course be academic foundations. We will learn to read, we will teach them to write, we will teach them to compute, but we have to teach them to learn so that they can keep pivoting 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, mid-career, how can they change? So in that sense, it all begins then still with the foundations, and that's why today it's become more from a literacy numeracy perspective, it's extended to employability and social equity. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
थैंक यू हेमा जी. नमस्कार, मेरा नाम रॉबिन सरकार है और मैं शिव नाडर फाउंडेशन से आपके समक्ष आया हूँ यहाँ पर. हम लोगों ने लिटरेसी, फाउंडेशन लिटरेसी और न्यूमरेसी को बहुत अलग चश्मे से देखा है. शिव नाडर फाउंडेशन ने जो शिक्षा इनिशिएटिव शुरू किया, तो हमारा मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव था कि लोगों के अमंग द मासेस लिटरेसी प्रोग्राम को आगे लेके जाने का, अडल्ट लिटरेसी टू बी प्रिसाइज. तो हम लोगों ने एक प्रोग्राम बनाया जिससे हम लोग किसी भी इलिटरेट को लिटरेट बना सकते हैं 90 से 120 वर्किंग डेज के अंदर. लेकिन हम लोगों ने जब देखा कि जब ये प्रोग्राम चल रहा था तो गांव के अंदर हमने देखा कि 2 सोर्सेज से इलिटरेट और बढ़ते हैं. इलिटरेट गांव के अंदर और बढ़ते हैं 2 सोर्सेज से. एक कि लोग पलायन करके आ जाते हैं, मतलब माइग्रेट करते हैं. दूसरा कि गांव का जो बेसिक एजुकेशन डिलीवरी सिस्टम है वो ही लोगों को इतने लेवल पे नहीं ला पा रहा है कि वो बड़े होके या फिर अपने फ्री एजुकेशन से जब निकलते हैं वो लिटरेट हो पाए. दिस कंपेल्ड अस टू एक्चुअली स्टार्ट ए बेसिक फाउंडेशन लिटरेसी न्यूमरेसी प्रोग्राम विच इज कॉल्ड शिक्षा एलिमेंट्री इन दी स्कूल्स. तो हम लोगों ने जब FLN पे काम करना शुरू किया तो हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव ये था कि जब ये बच्चे एक नॉर्मल ज़िंदगी में आते हैं और एटलीस्ट अगर हम बेयर मिनिमम भी सोचें तो फ्री एजुकेशन कंप्लीट करते हैं तो उस लेवल तक हो कि वो लिटरेट रहे, इलिटरेसी के दायरे में ना पहुंच जाए. तो और ये बताते हुए मुझे खुशी हो रही है कि FLN एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ है और जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया भी इसको रिकग्नाइज करती है. न सिर्फ एक सिटीज़न के बेसिक नेचर को पॉजिटिवली इम्पैक्ट करने के लिए, बट जैसे मैं हेमा जी बता रहे थे कि आगे की रास्ते खोलने के लिए, एक समझदार इंसान बनाने के लिए और आगे अच्छे प्रोफेशनल करियर में जाने के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि हम FLN पे बात करें, काम करें, एजुकेशन फॉर बच्चों के लिए भी काम करें एंड एजुकेशन फॉर बड़ों के लिए भी काम किया जाए. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Hello everyone. Thank you CSR Universe and Devi Sansthan for giving us this opportunity to be here and share, what we are doing and how we can work together. Ruchika ji, I believe that, this FLN, is like when you are laying a building, you work on the foundation. Okay. So if a foundation of a building is strong, then we are, sure that this building will not fall. So most of the, dropouts happen because the foundation, is not strong. The FLN is not strong. So, when a child is not able to read, he's not able to understand, and that, continues and it builds on, and that's how, lot of people, lot of children drop out at the, class 9, class 8, because we were not able to build a very strong foundation. So I think, in, to address lot of educational issues, we need to work on foundation so that, we can, as, a lot of people have said that, if you want to do something in life, you want to make, individuals grow to their optimum potential, then we need to work on the foundation literacy and numeracy. And I think all of us are doing that. Yeah.
Sameer sir, I just have a different question for you. Since you are working for youth with disabilities, आपको education level पे कुछ learning gaps या जो अभी आपका experience अगर आप वो share कर सके with your perspective, that will actually be an eye opener for the audience also, कि how these three things, education, skill and employability are all linked and interconnected. So please.
Namaskar, good morning. Thanks to CSI Universe and Devi Sansthan for giving me this opportunity. Ruchika, I think you made my life easy by asking to share what we have been doing on the ground, because most of them have spoken about the FLN part. If you look at on the ground, I come from an organization which focuses exclusively for persons with disabilities. And the intersection of that is we work in rural areas as well. So it has its own challenges. One is FLN still remains untouched to a lot of people, a lot of kids from their disability background for two reasons. One is parents don't accept at that particular age that their kid is having a disability, one. Second is admissions to schools become a tough part, because there are no special schools. In fact, I've seen Devi Sansthan working in Nandur Bar and all, the locations. But schools are not accessible. So how do a spinal cord injured kid, how does an autistic kid go to the school? And a lot of the school doesn't have special resources. For example, speech and hearing impaired youth. There's a lot of challenge in getting a sign language trainer or teacher for training the youth. So I feel inclusion still remains. It has to be an integral part of FLN, and so that a lot of kids can get into the formal education which is required. What we have also seen is FLN also influences the youth with disability or kid with disability. Because kids who are not been able to join school or who could not get the FLN, they get influenced with the students who are part of FLN. So that makes them eager to be part of FLN, one. Second is, this FLN creates foundation for employment for persons with disabilities. Because basically, if you look at the entire ecosystem, there are no much schools or colleges specially designed for persons with disabilities. So this FLN creates a foundation for employment as well. So I think inclusion is something which we need to overall look at it. Thank you.
I absolutely agree on that, and we often miss that point on inclusion. Yes, you made a very valid point, sir. So apart from that, any of you have seen any learning gaps or any challenges, and how do you think we should be seeking to bridge this gap? What kind of solutions can be there from the end of the CSR stakeholders, especially the corporates? Prakant sir, आप बताएं.
मेरा एक्चुअली जो अपना अनुभव कहता है कि we want to try a lot of meet the basically learning gaps, but कहीं ना कहीं हम contextualize नहीं कर पाते हैं. We are quite centralized in terms of designing our approach. तो हम लोग कोशिश करते हैं कि there is a fundamental approach और इसको हम सभी जगहों पे एक तरीके से implement करते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि the customization and the more important word is the localization of the knowledge. That is very important, and somehow we are facing a lot of challenge in localizing the context. For example, if a child is basically brought up in a tribal environment of Chhattisgarh and we are trying to teach him A for apple, जिसने कभी एप्पल का पेड़ नहीं देखा है and he is trying to learn A for apple, So it is very difficult. So we need to learn that how can we localize the content while the designing the core learning outcome would remain same, but content has to be localized. तो मुझे लगता है कि शायद एजुकेशन सेक्टर में कुछ काम डेफिनेटली हो रहा होगा. आई वुड नॉट से दैट इट्स अ न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट ऑल टुगेदर, बट स्टिल उसको थोड़ा सा लार्ज स्केल पे देखना और समझने की हमारे को लगता है कि बहुत ज़रूरत है, जो कि मुझे अपना एक एक्सपीरियंस के बेसिस पे कह सकता हूँ.
थैंक यू प्रभाकांत जी. तो हम जो हैं हम बच्चों को इंग्लिश सिखाते हैं, सो वी आर इंग्लिश हेल्पर. आइडिया ये है कि हम लैंग्वेज सिखाएंगे और लैंग्वेज में हमने सबसे पहले इंग्लिश उठाया हुआ है. तो दिस इज़ आवर मैंडेट. तो ये जो है कई बार एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी पे काफ़ी फ़र्क पड़ता है. अगर आपको इंग्लिश पता हो तो सैलरीज चेंज होते हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ ओपन होते हैं, दैट इज़ द रियलिटी. तो हमने वो जो गैप है उसको क्लोज करने की कोशिश की है. हम करीब 10 साल से काम कर रहे हैं. तो एक मेरे को आपको उदाहरण देना था कि एक CSR हम जो हैं पंजाब में काम करते हैं, पूरे स्टेट में ग्रेड्स 9 to 12 वाले बच्चों में. वैसे तो हम पूरे कंट्री में फुल स्टेट इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस करते हैं, पर पंजाब का जैसे मैं उदाहरण दे रही हूँ तो उन्होंने रिकॉग्नाइज़ किया हुआ है कि हमको ये गैप ब्रिज करनी है. तो अब जो है हम काफ़ी पार्टनर्स के साथ उसके लिए काम करते हैं. एक अकेले इंस्टीट्यूशन से ये नहीं हो पाएगा. लेट अस बी वेरी क्लियर अबाउट इट. तो जब हम काम करते हैं CSR से तो हम प्रैक्टिशनर्स के, सॉल्यूशन प्रोवाइडर्स की तरफ से मैं बोल रही हूँ. It is very heartening to see how CSR works with us. Those days are gone जब ये लिए फंड्स किए, आपको इवैल्यूएट कर लिया, छोड़ दिया. आज के दिन पे जिनके साथ भी हम काम करते हैं, they want to come on the ground. They want to see ट्रेनिंग कैसे हो रही है. तो पूरी इकोसिस्टम जो है उसके साथ हम उनको इन्वॉल्व करते हैं. हर एक सिचुएशन में, हर एक जगह पर वो इन्वॉल्व हैं. बच्चों के साथ बात करते हैं, टीचर्स के साथ बात करते हैं, ट्रेनिंग्स इवैल्यूएट करते हैं. डेटा ऑफ कोर्स इस है, आई एम अ डेटा प्रैक्टिशनर. डेटा तो है ही है, आउटकम ड्रिवन है ही है, बट टू सी देम बीइंग इन्वॉल्व्ड इन हाउ द प्रोग्राम इज इवॉल्विंग एंड टू गेट देयर इनपुट्स एट एवरी टाइम, बिकॉज उनको भी काफ़ी पर्सपेक्टिव्स होते हैं. I think this is how they are bridging learning gaps, of course with students, also with practitioners. So this has been a very heartening experience with corporates and how they have looked at funding.
थैंक यू हेमा जी. एक और बात कहना चाहूँगा और प्रभाकांत जी से कम्प्लीटली सहमत हूँ कि हम लोगों को इस लेवल पे काम करना चाहिए जो कस्टमाइज हो पाए. लेकिन एक और चीज़ हमने अपने एक्सपीरियंस में अर्जित की है कि हमें रिप्लिकेबल और स्केलेबिलिटी को भी टच करना है. राइट. हम एक पैरेलल यूनिवर्स, क्योंकि हम लोगों ने एक सोल्यूशन डेवलप कर लिया है, जो प्रेजेंट सिस्टम है उसके पैरेलल में हमें यूनिवर्स खड़ा नहीं करना है. क्योंकि जैसे ही हम लोग इस तरह का कोई सोल्यूशन लेके आते हैं जो ग्राउंड ब्रेकिंग हो, लेकिन उसको बहुत जगह पे नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो वो इफेक्टिवनेस तो लेके आएगा लेकिन वो मास लेवल पे नहीं ले जा पाएंगे. तो हम लोगों को एक पैरेलल यूनिवर्स क्रिएट ना करते हुए रिप्लिकेबिलिटी और स्केलेबिलिटी पे ध्यान देना है. तो हमारी लर्निंग के अंदर ये भी चीज़ निकल के आई, इन एडिशन टू व्हाट मिस्टर जैन हैज सेड.
I think we have been speaking about replicable, scalable, context. I agree, but one thing which we need to keep in mind, because of a lot of kids with disabilities across India, anything which we do should be inclusive in nature. That is one. Second is, as I've been traveling to rural villages, trying to talk with educators, academicians, etc., one gap what I seriously see is the tool for them. Be it a digital tool or a offline tool which can be used by students, that would help. And secondly, I agree with Hema Murthy ma'am, English is required, but still in rural areas there is a lot of rural youth, kids, in fact, which they want to do everything in their local language. So anything on a toolkit or educational kit which can be digitized or offline with inclusion and local vernacular language would help.
Ruchika ma'am, second thing, what I have seen, we work with Room to Read. We run these libraries to, on LF, to improve the FLN. and we also work on, work with Child Fund India on remedial education classes for the children who were not doing good in their studies. The challenge is that, we can't solve all the problems, okay? No NGO has, capacity to solve all the problems, no corporate house, even if we come together, we don't have capacity to, address all, such kind of challenges. I have seen, numerous schools where there are only 2 teachers, 5 classes, I have seen, where, there are, even today, there are no rooms for the students. There are no benches for the students. And it is the case in Bangalore as well. We worked in 20 schools of rural Bangalore. There, the situation is the same. So it's not that, only the backward states are lacks in such kind of, infrastructure, whether it with regard to teachers or, other infrastructure. It is, across India. So the thing is that, when you are talking about FLN, do we have that kind of infrastructure to, run these kind of pedagogies? Do we have that? So I think, challenges are numerous. We have to, as Prabhakanji said, that we have to think of localized solutions. Everything, we can't run every, module or, every, methodology in all these schools. You have to that's why corporate houses, basically, you will see that, we work in, pockets. We try to understand, what the problem is, and we try to, devise localized solution to address that problem. So I think, and then I do not know, even if we come together, whether we'll be able to, you talked about, scalability. I'm not sure, how we can, do that. Definitely, at a state level where there is some, similar kind of culture, similar kind of, group, then we can, definitely think of scalability. But at the larger scale, at the level of all India level or all state level, within a state there are so much, differences, situations in terms of geography or, culture or, the kind of infrastructure we have in schools. So I think, yeah, I mean, alpha model ma'am was talking about, I do not know, if we, discuss that thing with, all the education departments in all these states, and if they think that, they validate that and it is adopted by all of these people, and then with modifications in that as per the localized, understanding, then only we can think of that. Otherwise, I think, it is going to be a big, challenge.
No, I completely understand and agree with you, especially on the point that there has to be, the first level of awareness around alpha pedagogy and FLN, because please don't mind, but the initiatives are plenty in number, but they are mostly fragmented. They're divided. So what can be your work as a CSR stakeholder to make it more cohesive? And if there are any solutions that your organization is, any initiatives that your organization is rolled out, and that sort of, bridges the gap and sort of understands this linkage and is also aware of the basic, FLN hona chahiye, because that is the building block for any kind of higher learning. So can I have your perspectives on this? Yes, Robin sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, ये ना एक समागम होगा, ये एक स्टैंडअलोन सोल्यूशन नहीं होगा. जैसे शिक्षा इनिशिएटिव के अंदर भी हम लोगों ने एक आईसीटी बेस्ड डिलीवरी सिस्टम तो डेवलप किया है, लेकिन वो आईसीटी बेस्ड डिलीवरी सिस्टम एक सर्टेन जगह पे अपने आप रुकता है, एक पॉज देता है और अपॉर्चुनिटी देता है टीचर को बच्चों के साथ उनकी लैंग्वेज और उनके डायलेक्ट में इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए. मेन कॉन्सेप्ट डिलीवरी शायद आईसीटी से आप कर सकते हैं, लेकिन उसकी कॉन्टेक्चुअलाइजेशन जो है वो आप लोकल लेवल पे ही करेंगे. हमारे जो अडल्ट लिटरेसी प्रोग्राम है उसके अंदर भी यही है, एक वॉलंटियर उस चीज़ को डिलीवर कर रहा है. प्रोग्राम में जैसा फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम न्यूमेरिसिटी की बात कर रहे हैं तो नंबर्स इंट्रोडक्शन का जो एक कंटेंट प्ले होगा, 2 मिनट का कंटेंट चलेगा, 1 मिनट का कंटेंट चलेगा, बट देन इट विल गेट पॉज एंड देन द लोकल इंस्ट्रक्टर टेक्स ओवर इन लोकल लैंग्वेज. दैट वन को जो भी हम लोग लोकल लैंग्वेज बोलते हैं उसको कॉन्टेक्चुअलाइज करने के लिए हमेशा एक समागम के रूप में काम करेगा, तभी इसको हम आगे ले जा सकते हैं। टेक्नोलॉजी आपको जरिया दे सकती है, टेक्नोलॉजी आप स्टैंड अलोन सोल्यूशन नहीं बना सकते। दिस इज व्हाट वी वुड लाइक टू कमेंट ऑन दैट।
I just wanted to add some of our experiences. हमने क्या किया है, तो अगर आपको लैंग्वेज सीखना है तो यू आर एग्जैक्टली राइट, मल्टीलिंगुअलिज्म के थ्रू ही, इसके ज़रिए ही हम लैंग्वेज सिखा सकते हैं। बिल्डिंग अपॉन द लैंग्वेज, द मदर टंग दैट द चाइल्ड इज स्पीकिंग एट होम, उसके ज़रिए आप दूसरा लैंग्वेज कैसे उनको सिखाओगे, उनको हाउ डू यू मेक देम मल्टीलिंग्विस्ट। ऑब्वियसली जितने लैंग्वेजेस आप सीखोगे और बोलोगे उतना ही आपका ब्रेन डेवलप होता है। दैट इज़ अ प्रूवन रिसर्च। तो हम भी वही करते हैं, टेक्नोलॉजी के ज़रिए ये क्या है, ईजिली अवेलेबल है, स्केलेबल है। तो एक एग्जांपल देना था कि हम वी ऑल्सो ट्राई टू इंश्योर दैट प्रोजेक्ट्स दैट वी वर्क ऑन एंड अप बिकमिंग सेल्फ सस्टेनेबल। तो हमने जैसे मैंने कहा तो पूरे कंट्री में किया, बट दिस वन इज़ आउटसाइड इंडिया, जो हमारा नेबर श्रीलंका, वहाँ पर हमने फुल कंट्री डिप्लॉयमेंट की थी। द आइडिया वाज टू ब्रिंग द प्रोजेक्ट टू अ लेवल एंड देन हैंड इट ऑफ टू देम फॉर द गवर्नमेंट और whoever the other entity is who can take it up. अब इस बीच में कई बाधाएं आई, there was some crisis in the countries, कोविड हुआ, तो the 3 years became 7 years, 7 का 8 होता गया, and then eventually we realized that 2 things happened. The country itself became very sustainable. They said we are seeing the benefits of these solutions. Teachers ने clamor किया, हमको ये चाहिए, इससे बहुत फ़र्क पड़ता है, and then they found ways in which to work with other partners to take this further. इस बीच में a whole generation of learners actually graduated through the program and they benefited tremendously and we could see their outcomes. तो ये जो sustainability की बात है, that is also extremely important. जब आप you work with partners, you ensure that solutions are appropriate and then you take it, drive it towards sustainability. So this is what I wanted to share as far as how do we make sure that these alliances work, and work का मतलब क्या होता है?
Can I add one line to it? What I believe is CSRs and foundations to start working from the design phase itself, not at the implementation level. So if you start getting together at the design phase, I think then we can reach out. I'm not saying 100% scalability is possible, but whatever scalability we can do it.
Absolutely, sir.
Adding to your point, when we are expecting the corporate should involve from the designing point, in that case actually in the CSR domain there has to be some long-term strategy also is required. For example, their not-for-profit organization, they started with certain visions, so they have certain long-term agenda to address. But unfortunately, in corporates, many corporates, I would not say all the corporates, but they are actually treating just like a donor and contributor to certain projects. So I think it's now time has changed. Corporates are also coming forward to come up with their own strategy, agenda, and they are entering into the long-term commitment. And I'm sure there may be certain corporates, they may be interested for FLN also as a long-term, and they are already definitely.
Yes, very rightly said. I think from just becoming funders, you have to be co-creators also along with the implementation agencies. So on that note, my last question to all of you would be, what could be the pathway for, this, how can we take this FLN movement forward, and how can the CSR stakeholders become, as I said, co-creators and strategize initiatives that have a long-term impact, and of course, deeper engagements and of course, more cohesive collaborations are the key for this, but I'd like to hear your point of view. And also if you could, one important point that I'd forgotten to ask was that we have policies in place. We have a lot of government policies. So what is that one thing that is obstructing this growth? If you can share a perspective on that, your insights on that, and then wrap up with your recommendations, what could be the solutions, how we could work together as one fraternity. Taraji, you could begin. Yes.
Yeah, see, as I told you, the corporate houses who are working on FLN, I think they need to come together, If they can come together, they can, think of a strategy where, they can devise solutions together. They can, as he said that, at the, creation level, at the, we should co-create. So that is one way. But I see, challenges also. Like in CSR rules, there is a thing that, we can fund a program for 3+1 year. So 4 years is the, this thing. So that is also there. And then, what I have seen, I was asking one of our partner that, we are funding this project for 3 years, and you have your own facilitators who are going to schools, and they are basically, helping teachers, training them, But when we exit the program after 4 years, are we, can we really see, would be able to see these teachers, adopting that, whatever we, train them, and then implementing it in the classes on their own. So, they and I have not, rarely seen, such examples where, the programs run till the time, a donor is funding them, or a, corporate house is funding them. The moment, that donor, exits, the program stops working. And this we have seen. I have been in this sector for last 22 years, and I have been into, funding agencies throughout my career. So I have not seen, where, such kind of thing continues for a longer period of time. So, I see, the people are, donating these smart classes in these schools, in the rural areas. What about, once your AMC ends and the TV is not working? And, there are, lot of people have donated computers. What happens after 1 year when AMC is not there? And, we don't have teachers, we don't have infrastructure. And so when we have such kind of challenges, I think first we need to address that, We provided additional teachers in these schools. We hired them from the, market, and then we placed them in 20 schools we were supporting in Bangalore. And that's how we were able to implement our, program. It's not that, teachers were implementing the program in these schools. So I think, if we are able to address the bigger challenges, then, implementing a, program is not, a pedagogy is not a challenge.
Since I come from a disability sector, I also come from state of Kerala, which is first literate state. I am most optimistic about this. I think success for any program is basically when community owns it, right? So it has to be community ownership. Now, how does it happen? It can't be only schools doing this FLN. It needs to be moved across the horizon, which means you are going to train even the frontline workers, be it ASHA workers or Anganwadi workers, or even for that matter, a person who are unemployed with education with them. So I think the horizon has to increase. So I only see opportunity. I think no challenges as such.
That's wonderful. Yes, sir, Robinson.
आपने 2 सवाल पूछे. सबसे पहला आपने सवाल पूछा कि पॉलिसी लेवल पे क्या होना चाहिए. दूसरा आपने सवाल पूछा कि CSR को जो लोग FLN में काम कर रहे हैं उस तरफ पे क्या करना चाहिए. आई थिंक पॉलिसी लेवल पे गवर्नमेंट ने अब तक एक बहुत अच्छा जो काम किया है वो है कि 98% बच्चों को क्लासरूम तक ले आए हैं, चाहे वो मिड डे मील हो, स्कॉलरशिप्स हो या और कोई पद्धति हो. लेकिन एनरोलमेंट उन गाँव से पूरे के पूरे जितने बच्चे आने चाहिए थे सब क्लासरूम में तो आ गए हैं. पॉलिसी लेवल पे आई थिंक अब जो नेक्स्ट स्टेप होना चाहिए, जो कि NEP एक तो लोकलाइजेशन को बहुत प्रमोट कर रहा है, जो नेक्स्ट स्टेप होना चाहिए, जो एजुकेटर है उसको क्वालिटी से जोड़ना चाहिए, क्वालिटी ऑफ डिलीवरी से जोड़ना चाहिए. आई थिंक वो एक मिसिंग स्टेप है पॉलिसी लेवल पर, जहाँ पे हम लोग एक एजुकेटर को उसकी डिलीवरी से, उसकी क्वालिटी ऑफ डिलीवरी से नहीं देखते हैं, बल्कि उसके टेन्योर से देखते हैं, उसकी सीनियरिटी के अंदर. पॉलिसी लेवल पे ये होना चाहिए. मैं अभी शायद बहुत छोटे में ये बोल रहा हूँ, लेकिन इसके और न्यूएंसेस और डिटेलिंग हो सकती है इसकी। दूसरा, आपने जो सवाल पूछा कि CSR और फिलैंथ्रोपीज पे क्या कर सकते हैं, वो सबसे पहला जो मैं आपको देवी संस्थान और CSR यूनिवर्स को भी कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट करना चाहता हूँ। इस तरह के प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ पे ये एफिलेंट डिस्कस किया जाए, इस तरह के प्लेटफॉर्म और होने चाहिए जहाँ पर न सिर्फ वो लोग आए जो लोग ऑलरेडी एफिलेंट पे काम कर रहे हैं, जबकि वो लोग भी देखें कि हाँ इस पे भी काम किया जा सकता है। दूसरे CSR डोनर्स जो हैं वो देखें इस पे भी काम किया जा सकता है। दिस इज ऑल्सो ए वाइडर रोल टू प्ले। 35,000 करोड़ रुपीस का CSR का फंड है इंडिया के अंदर, जिसमें से 12,000 करोड़ रुपए ऑलरेडी एजुकेशन सेक्टर में स्पेंड होते हैं, लेकिन फाउंडेशन लिटरेसी न्यूमरेसी में भी अभी भी इसका परसेंटेज बहुत कम है। इसको बढ़ाया जा सकता है क्योंकि ऑलरेडी लोग एजुकेशन की तरफ इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन फाउंडेशन लिटरेसी न्यूमरेसी की तरफ हम और ज़्यादा प्रमोट करके, डिस्कस करके, इसके बारे में चर्चा करके इसमें लोगों को जागरूक कर सकते हैं। 2 सवाल।
रुचिका जी, मैं रॉबिन जी की बात में एक और चीज़ ऐड करना चाहूँगा कि मुझे लगता है कि जो CSR मैनेजर्स हैं ना, उनको भी ना कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग की ज़रूरत है ना। तो मतलब उनको बेचारों को खुद ही नहीं पता होता कि भाई, बिकॉज वी आर नॉट मतलब एक्सपर्ट्स ऑफ ऑल सेक्टर, वी आर जैक ऑफ ऑल ट्रेड्स, मास्टर ऑफ नन। So I think, if we are able to train, we are, able to, showcase that, how FLN is changing the lives of the children, how it is benefiting people. If that kind of, case study we are able to showcase across India, and we can, invite people, and what happens, lot of time what happens that, we only talk, there is no action plan. So such kind of conferences don't make any sense if we are not working on the action plan. We only talk and do nothing. Okay, so the thing is that and the policy level that I told you that that 3+1 not most of the corporate houses won't be willing to fund beyond that period, and social change is not that quick. Okay, and every area we are working in, you can't transform in 4 years. So we have been supporting Seva Mandir for last 12 years, and we are still doing that. We are working on malnutrition, but we are still not able to eliminate malnutrition from some of the blocks of Udaipur. So it is a long process, so at policy level that kind of changes require. Then the training of CSR professionals on various areas, I think that is also an area we need to think on. And I think we should need to go beyond this kind of conferences. We need to bring the CSR managers or CSR heads to get trained how, and to expose to them, and then ask them that and call only those people who are willing to invest, willing to do something, not only talking. So that is very important.
I think thanks. I think one of the biggest stakeholders that we always ignore, or at least we don't bring into this, is the parents. So in our work, we have realized that when you talk to the parents through teachers, through the education ecosystem, they can actually work wonders. And somehow we have always kept them out. Every conference we go to, every initiative we go to, those parents, we try and meet them at home as much as possible, but we're not seeing that, and we have not actively encouraged the pull from the parent. That is one thing I think that we also need to change. I'm not saying it's the only thing. I'm saying we have a spotlight on all the stakeholders. It also has to be a spotlight on parents, especially when it comes to FLN. And very much echoing your sentiment about patience. Patience with the capital, patience with the time invested from CSR, especially with FLN. We are not going to see the results of FLN after grade 3. We will get to see real results when they actually get older. So you can't see that the foundation of the building is strong unless you test after the building has been erected. So both of these, I think, aligning our policies to include the entire learning area, and also to have some patient capital and investment, I think is much needed.
We have been able to improve the enrollment, in the primary level. But what about, at the, higher level? The most of the, if you are able to improve your FLN, you will definitely see a jump, in the higher, and nobody talks about, higher education. We only talk about primary education and FLN. So but that, you are right that, it is the foundation, we should definitely talk about it. But, how, this can bring change at the higher education level, we also need to, showcase.
मैं एक्चुअली 2 पॉइंट रखना चाहूँगा कंटिन्यूशन विद रॉबिन ने जो बात कही थी कि देर अराउंड 35,000 करोड़ फंड्स इज अवेलेबल एंड जनरली हमेशा एक आ जाता है कि एजुकेशन सेक्टर में सबसे ज़्यादा फंड्स है 12,000 करोड़ रुपीज़। फिर उसमें एक पॉइंट आया कि FNL में कब सबसे कम इन्वेस्टमेंट है या बहुत मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट है। हाँ, सो बेसिकली एज ए CSR पर्सन मैं जिस भी फोरम में रहता हूँ वहाँ पे यही डिस्कशन होता है कि जिस भी थीमेटिक एरिया से कोई पर्सन आता है, आई एम श्योर अगर आप डिसेबिलिटी पे बात कहेंगे तो वहाँ पे भी यही बात आएगी कि फंडिंग बहुत कम है। रिसेंटली आई हैड ए डिस्कशन विद एनिमल वेलफेयर NGO, उनका भी यही कहना था कि एनिमल वेलफेयर पे काम बहुत कम होता है। व्हेन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द एनवायरनमेंट फॉर्म, वहाँ पे कहते थे वाटर कंजर्वेशन पे बहुत ज़्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट नहीं है। सो अनफॉर्चुनेटली इन सब बातों को देखने के बाद में रियलिटी ये है कि 35,000 करोड़ दिखने में बहुत बड़ा है, बट इट्स अ वेरी वेरी लिमिटेड फंड। जहाँ पे लिमिटेड फंड है देन उसको बेसिकली बहुत क्रिएटिवली और इनोवेटिव तरीके से हमें यूज़ करने की ज़रूरत है। तो मेरा एक्चुअली ऐसा मानना है कि CSR मनी को वी कैन नॉट थिंक अबाउट लॉन्ग टर्म, कोई प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए नहीं देख सकते। We can create certain model, we can create certain solution कि if problem is this is the best workable solution, it can be replicate or scalable in these terms and condition, and then definitely the society and the government has to take that agenda and उसको वहाँ ले जा सकते हैं। That is the only possible। अगर हम ये सोचेंगे कि corporate money से कोई problem को sustain तरीके से हम लोग larger level पे solve कर पाएंगे, it may be very difficult। I'll just give you one example of the ASHA model. The CRHP actually एक organization है महाराष्ट्र में, they started this ASHA model in 70s, but eventually 90s तक 25 years तक वो मॉडल ही बना रहा। When NRHM में जब वो मॉडल इंक्लूड हुआ तब वो स्केलेबिलिटी पे आया। तो we need to understand कि CSR या डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर की क्या लिमिटेशन है, उसको समझना बहुत ज़रूरी है। सेकेंड पॉइंट था पॉलिसी लेवल पे, आई रेस्पेक्ट डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव, बट मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव यह है कि आई एम बिग फैन ऑफ द प्राइवेट सेक्टर। एंड आज हम अगर हम जहाँ बैठे हैं तो एजुकेशन सेक्टर को आप देखिए, एक सिटी में अगर कोई एक इंस्टीट्यूशन अगर 64,000 बच्चों को पढ़ा सकता है तो आप सोचिए कि किस तरीके से वो सोसाइटी, एंड दे आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी हेल्प ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट, इट्स अ कम्प्लीटली प्राइवेट इनिशिएटिव। एंड उसमें मैं एक वर्ड बोलूँगा, इट इज़ बैक्ड बाय दिस सोसाइटी। सोसाइटी इज़ पेइंग दिस इंस्टीट्यूशन टू प्रोवाइड द क्वालिटी एजुकेशन। So we should learn from this model and design similar kind of model for others. So I very big fan of minimum control and maximum liberty. Government should frame the regulation, framework, system so that society can come forward and provide solution to the society. Then only it will be a sustainable. मैं एक्चुअली क्रिटिसाइज नहीं करना चाह रहा हूँ, बट बहुत सारी चीज़ें निकल के आई है कि गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स की कंडीशन क्या है। देयर आर गुड गवर्नमेंट स्कूल ऑल्सो, बट लार्ज लेवल पे हम देखते हैं कि बहुत सारे इश्यूज हैं गवर्नमेंट सेटअप में, उसके डिफरेंट रीजंस हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट शुड कम आउट फ्रॉम डिलीवरी मैकेनिज्म एंड दे शुड कंट्रोल एंड प्रॉपरली कंट्रोल। मैं कंट्रोलिज्म में भी बहुत इश्यूज आते हैं, बट स्टिल पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क एंड कंट्रोल और मैकेनिज्म डेवलप करना चाहिए सो दैट सोसाइटी कैन सॉल्व देयर प्रॉब्लम। तो मुझे लगता है ये मेरा अपना पर्सपेक्टिव है। थैंक यू।
रुचिका जी, एक और चीज़ मुझे ऐड करना है। मैं थोड़ा बिगर क्रिटिक हूँ CSR वालों का, तो मैं ये भी कहना चाहता हूँ कि मतलब आप फंड्स की बात कर रहे हैं कि आप ना मतलब एरियाज तो छोड़ दीजिए, आप देखिए सिर्फ 2 स्टेट्स हैं जहाँ पे मेजॉरिटी ऑफ फंडिंग इज गोइंग, ओके, एंड दीज स्टेट्स आर डूइंग रियली वेल, यू नो, बट लेसर amount of funding is going to backward states like Bihar, Jharkhand, UP, you know. So I think that there, I think the CSR professionals also need to think, the management also need to think that we need to fund programs where there is more need. Okay, so that is another thing what I wanted to add.
I think these are really wonderful insights. In fact, being, from the CSR universe, I think we will also be incorporating a lot of insights, a lot of recommendations that you've given to us, that we should have more such platforms, and making these insights into, actionable plans. So we'd like to provide platform for all the CSR stakeholders, the community, the parents, to come together and discuss, deliberate, and make plans, actionable plans. And as everybody rightly said, that as a CSR stakeholder, you have to be a co-creator. There has to be deeper engagement for long-term impact. And of course, at the policy level also, there needs to be change in terms of the decision-making. And every partner should be there in the designing of all the initiatives. And as Sameer sir also said, we have to now start focusing on inclusion, which is absolutely important in today's time and age, because everybody needs, we have the right to education for everyone. It is a fundamental right, so why deprive people with disabilities? So this is an important and valid point that Sameer sir raised. And thank you so much, all of you panelists, for those wonderful insights and your support to the CSR universe in particular. Thank you so much. And can we have Mr. Ashish Shah on stage? Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Ruchika.
Can we have a round of applause for our esteemed panelists over here?
Thank you, Ruchika. So when we designed this panel, we actually thought we'll cover broader points, but I'm thankful to the panelists here who went into the micro details also as to kind of pedagogy, then systematic changes that are required, collaboration, and most importantly, Mr. Tarachand, who noted that capacity building of CSR managers.
Yes.
So probably having expertise in FLN, probably Dr. Sunita Gandhi can create such kind of workshops or maybe training sessions for CSR professionals also, wherein they can be, there can be more awareness among them as to how important is FLN and how it translates into better quality in the higher education as well. So thank you so much, all the panelists here. I will request now Dr. Sunita Gandhi to be please on stage so that we can felicitate our speakers. May I request Nixon sir also to be on the stage, please.